So we saw all the beautiful wind as we were driving over to the marina. Unfortunately, it took me about an hour to stow my Christmas lights that I had rigged to my masthead and get the boat rigged out. I'd taken my outboard motor down to my brother's house in Jacksonville in hopes that we'd get some sailing in down there, but alas, his boat was not ready even with my power. So here we sit, becalmed on Lake Guntersville. There's just a little bit of wind, but not enough to do anything. It was blowing right up until I pulled out of the slip, which I guess is par for the course. But as you can see, it's a beautiful lake we have here. It's more than 2 miles over there to the bridge. Now I do see some wind ripples on the water over there, but whether or not they'll get to me is another question. So this is a Freedom 21. They started manufacturing these around 1978. I believe the design was laid down in 1976, thus the name. It's a Gary Hoyt design. What you're seeing on the bow there is the Hoyt patented gun mount for the spinnaker. It's basically a yard arm mounted to the pulpit. Hopefully we'll get a downwind run in later so we can see it in action. As you see, all lines lead aft to the cockpit, which is really convenient for single handing. Unfortunately, it also means that it's a real spaghetti boat. Lots and lots of lines. It's stable enough that I'm now standing in the cockpit taking these photos. See just a little bit of wind ripple. Many a time I steer with the tiller between my legs in calm air. I'll also do this on a spinnaker run if the wind is not too strong, especially when single handing. Well, let's save some video time for when the wind picks up. I can see out there in the main channel about a mile and a half away, there's plenty of wind in the main channel. So let's head that way. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, back again. Wind's still over there about a half-mile away. Since I've been away, what I did was I went forward and rigged a staysail or jib on a roller furler. Now the F-21 was originally designed as a cat boat. The jib or staysail was an afterthought to make the boats more competitive to windward when sailing in open class fleets against boats such as the Catalina 22. Freedom will beat a Catalina downwind every time, but to windward, Catalinas usually win. I made one modification to this boat. When the Freedom 21s were originally designed, of course they only had the two halyards, the one for the spinnaker and the one for the main. When they added the staysail, they continued with just the one forward halyard. Unfortunately, that means you have to go forward to change head sails. Not that easy when you're sailing by yourself. So what I did was I added another 4 halyard thus giving me the ability to do all changes of sail from the cockpit. So, wind's so light, I'm having trouble maintaining course. Let's go ahead and unfurl my staysail. Well, I finally found some wind. It's only about 1 to 2 miles an hour, maybe 3. It's filling the jib nicely. Now the jib staysail is from Sure Sail out of Pensacola. Here comes the wind. Here comes the wind. I'm gonna have to take a turn around the winch. Scared the ducks. As I was saying before I found a puff, the sail, the original made is by Harsick. This particular sail is over, this boat was built in 1985. The sail's over 25 years old. Holding up pretty good. A little stretched out, a little baggy. I'd like a new one, but budget won't allow right now. The staysail I had made from Code Zero fabric by Dimension Poloyant sailcloth. It's DP5. It's their lightest Code Zero fabric. It is Dacron with carbon fiber reinforcements. That's what that X pattern is in the sail. You may see it right there if you look closely. As I was saying before, the boat was originally designed to be sailed as a cat boat. When the jib came out, they used a 6-ounce fabric, very heavy, very stiff jib. Doesn't make a lot of sense because the jib was only to be used in winds less than 10 knots. What I found was where this boat really needed it was in winds around 3 or 4 knots. By going with this Code Zero fabric, what I get is a sail that will fill with as little as 1 mile an hour wind. It will maintain its shape. I've actually had it up when I've got caught with gusts of about 20 knots and sustained winds of around 15 knots, maybe higher. No ripping, no tearing. Made handling the boat a little dicey, as the boat does not like all that pressure up front. I got a little bit of wind shift here. Let's see what's going on. There we go. There she goes. The flags are flying. I actually use the American flag as my telltale. If it's fluttering, I got the sails trimmed right. I better pay more attention to my sailing and less attention to the videotaping. Thank you very much for watching me sail on Christmas Eve, Lake Guntersville, Alabama, Freedom 21. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Heading back to the marina, no wind.